It's transfer deadline day today. Before we get there, we've got a very tricky game away to Stoke. Stay tuned for a very busy transfer episode. What's going on there, guys? Kempy here and welcome back to the channel. Today is the 2nd of January. I'm recording this on the day of uploading, so I'm a little bit tight on time. So it's going to be one game, which is Stoke, and then transfer deadline day. So it should still be a very good episode to watch. There's going to be a lot going down. There's going to be some new signings for sure. But one thing I do quickly want to say as well is a massive thank you. We've changed the thumbnails thanks to help by Pugo Designs. He's been on Twitter with Lelujo, etc. I've had a few words with him and he has helped us massively with the thumbnails on the channel, which has gone on to insane views in time and everything. So I'm massively thankful for anyone who is brand new to the channel. Thank you for coming on. I hope you enjoy the series and the content. And anyone that is still here, I'm glad you recognised the thumbnail and recognised it is just a new rebrand for Season 5. And it is going to be a big one. In terms of how things have been going, we've had the one game since you were here, and maybe a little bit of a realisation of where we are. Charlton, who we obviously drew 0-0 to, we look at the season preview, they were there, bottom. And we managed to draw 0-0. We obviously got a decent win against Blackpool, who are predicted 23rd, but our first two games of the season were very favourable. We then played Sunderland, who are predicted to come 9th, and they absolutely battered us 3-0. And we were awful. Average ratings wise, were all sort of 6.2s, 3s. Yeah, look, not a good game in the slightest. We have had people come off the bench. No one really massively impressing. But we have had a bit of an injury crisis already, where 4 people were injured for a decent amount of time. Already, Paul Mullin is injured for 5 to 8 weeks, so I'm definitely going to be bringing in a striker today on loan, I hope, on deadline day for nothing. Would be fantastic. That is the goal. He's broken his toe. He's out for 2 months. It might be the end of Super Paul. Okay, Skuluglu is just out for 5 to 10 days. That's not too bad. He's just going to miss the one game today. Darren O'Hanlon has a chance to come into the team. Gets injured for 3 to 4 weeks because Sebastian Neves is injured for 11 to 3 weeks and has been injured since that last game against Charlton with fractured ribs. So the team at the moment is Dylan Stevenson on the right and Blake on the left. It's great that we've got someone like Stevenson because he can just switch over to the other side. So I'm very happy that we did get him over the line. But yeah, no one's really impressed much. Ike Ugbo still hasn't scored a goal for us yet. It's just that one assist. So he needs to pick himself up. And we really need just to get going. We've scored 3 goals in the first game, and then we didn't score in the second, and we didn't score in that one either against Sunderland. So today, away against Stoke, they are predicted quite high up, I believe. If we just have a quick look at the Championship and look at their preview, it's 8th. So they're predicted to be just outside the playoffs. They've got a very decent team. Jed Spence is there, Matt Grimes, Scott Twine, Sam Gallagher up front, Josh Tyman, Chris Metham, who's thankfully injured because he is always unbelievable on Football Manager, and someone maybe we should look to try and bring to the club in the future as a Welshman himself. Ever played for Wrexham? No, he's always been Brentford and Bournemouth. So yeah, going to be a good day today. We're going to play this game against Stoke, and then we're going to get concentrating on transfers and a very busy transfer deadline day. This is the team for today then. Like I said, it's going to be a fairly weakened one because we've had 4 injuries. Thankfully, no one massive is injured. Okay, Skuluglu injured is not good. And obviously Mullin being injured and the 2 right wingers being injured isn't great. But we've got really good backups, which is good. Angus Gunn starts in goal. Owen O'Malley comes in today at right back over Nathan Ferguson. Reece Williams and Zach Alway are at the back together with Jack McKenzie at left back. Theo Zidane is playing in centre attack mid. I'm not sure why he's listed there. With Joe Bellingham and David Gonzalez as the 2 deep midfielders. Dylan Stevenson on the right. Adrian Blake on the left. And Ike Ugbo gets the start up front. Honestly, if we had anyone that could hit a ball in the back of the net, other than Dylan Telmus, I think his name might be. He's really young. Dylan Adams is a really young striker we've hardly used. And when we have, he's been very naff. His potential's not great. He just has to make the numbers up on the bench. But yeah, today I expect a bit of a turnaround, a bit of a response to the last game against Sunderland. We were not very good in the slightest. I'd just like today for us to put up a bit of a fight and show we are a decent side. And there's been one further tweak to the settings again. I've gone from 4K res on FM down to 1440 because that's what I'm recording at anyway. So speed-wise, I hope we're looking all right. It looks a little bit quick, if I'm honest. But I'm really struggling with the monitor to get it to what we used to have. I think it might even be this. But yeah, the res has changed again, but the quality of the video should stay the same at 1440p. So there's been quite a lot of comments as well that the content looks great and everything looks really good. So I'm happy with that. Clearly made some decent purchases. One thing that's not a decent purchase is us going 1-0 down and proving defensively again. We look a little bit all over the place. Now, last year I panicked massively. Obviously, I signed Scott Walsh for free, Stephen Walsh even, and sold him and moved on very quickly from him. This year, I need to know we have had a bit of a turbulent summer window. It might be the first half of the season we are sitting in the relegation zone, and the second half we just have a good run of form and get ourselves back where we need to be. It wouldn't surprise me if that is the case. Last year we obviously had the exact same thing, but obviously in a league that we were accomplished in, so we managed to get into the playoffs. This year it's not going to be the case. We are predicted to be in 17th, and I think that's about where we're going to finish this year. So it might not be the longest of seasons, but it could be a year of consolidation and simply just improving the club. I think you can see from the signings we've made, value-wise, we have made massive improvements. Something like Ike Ugbo is worth 15 to 20 million, so just one sale could literally set us up for a very long time and help us improve the squad massively overall. So I think the signings we've made have been very, very good. I think you guys would agree as well. We just need to get something out of them. We need to start gelling as a team more. A brand new system as well in a 4-2-3-1. It might be that we need to change away from this. Maybe go to a 4-3-3 with a DM. Obviously with us now being a league higher, or you being a bit over the top, playing with a centre attacking midfielder and not a centre defensive midfielder. Whatever we're doing isn't working because it's 2-0 to Stoke. And again, Angus Gunn there has looked absolutely shocking. It's one ball down the line from Scott Twine and the defence just didn't clock on. Reece Williams chasing back and Angus Gunn just falls over very poorly. So yeah, not a good sign to see in the slightest. And I'm actually considering changing to that 4-3-3 fairly soon and maybe just sitting someone at the base of midfield just as a playmaker. Obviously we've got one in there as David Gonzalez, I think. No, he's a ball winner. Get rid of the ball winner and just have someone sitting at the base of the midfield as a playmaker might be the route we go. That's a fantastic finish there from Peter Atebo, and we are being torn apart, and that's a change we're going to make right now because we have not played good enough in this game in the slightest. We'll have a deep line playmaker on defend and just have that as David Gonzalez, and maybe it gives us a bit more of a license with Job and with Theo Hernandez as well. I'm going to have him as a we're going to have him as a box to box with a centre mid on attack. Maybe just switch them two around and have it like that, and hope we can try and get something out of this game, even just to make it a little bit less embarrassing, because the day we have been turned over massively by Stoke. If you don't want to watch us get peppered by Stoke, skip a little bit. There'll be transfer deadline day. There is a lot to stay tuned for in today's video. Like I said, it's going to be a busy one, and this only sort of solidifies my needing for transfers indeed. We have not played well today. There's players all over the pitch who have not performed again, and that is 3 games in a row that we've not played well. I mean, there's still a lot of time in today's episode. I mean, Theo Hernandez there, Theo Zidane, doing very well to win that ball back. Ike Ugbo, good switch there to Dylan Stevenson. That is a nice touch indeed, and he is bombing it down at that right wing. Can he get the ball in the box? There's no one really there. Ugbo gets there eventually, and he does slot the ball into the back of the net for his first goal of the season, and maybe that's all he needed. Maybe that's all we needed as a team, our striker to get off the run-in. Stevenson doing very well down the right-hand side, beating his man for pace, and a fantastic ball into the box. Some great vision to find Ike Ugbo there, to put it in the back of the net. Maybe that's the catalyst for us just to push a little bit further on and have a better second half. A goal in the first half is good. I can tell the boys we have something to work on. I'm going to tell them I'm not happy anyway, but theoretically in my brain I've said some good things as well. But yeah, 3-1 away at Stoke. Like I said, they are predicted to be just outside the playoffs, which is well above where we are predicted. So it's always going to be a difficult game today. We've just not really created many chances, but neither have they, to be honest. It's been a bit of a possession-based game for Stoke. Not something I ever thought I would be saying. Theo Zidane the ball in. Reece Williams getting up very well. Great save by the goalkeeper. And that would have been 3-2, and things would have looked much more promising. Just look at the heat map. Their wing backs are very, very high up. So maybe let's just go a little bit wider and let's really focus play down these wings because they are pushing high up on them wide areas. I'm even actually... Oh, what have I pressed? Wrong thing. I'm even actually going to push these two up as well. I'm going to get Job off because he is injured. We'll get Christopher Lewis on. Christopher Lewis has signed a brand new 3-year deal as well. So big for Christopher Lewis. You are sticking around at the club. You're on about £1,000 a week now. So you've had a nice little raise as well. But yeah, 3-1 against Stoke. Not an awful result. I'd like to get one more as we've now definitely been the team on top. Maybe this is the system. The 4-3-3 with a deep line playmaker. Maybe that is where we go. Things got changed around all over the place there. But oh my God. Oh yeah, our money just can't play it. We'll put Furness there. Things got moved there. We had Ukugbo at CDM, but we didn't concede, so he's obviously maybe a better CDM than he is anything else. Reece Williams is a 4.5 star. It's crazy. Obviously, he's a man that loves scoring goals with that big meaty head of his. But yeah, 10 minutes to go. Just a few more subs we are going to make. We'll get Jordan Davies on, stop him from crying a little bit. We'll get Tayshaun Oakley boot on, and we'll get on Willandi Yapan as well for Zach Alway, 6.2 today, and Reece Williams was 6.2 as well, showing they've created very little, but they have managed to break us down very easily in the defence. And for some reason, Reece Williams has a little word there with Angus Gunn. Maybe it's I'm playing rubbish, don't give the ball to me, is the words he's getting. Ugbo there with Theo Zidane. He finds Adrian Blake down this left-hand side. Decent chance there, but it is well deflected, and Nwosu does bring that down to his chest. Good ball there from Theo Zidane. He's not really impressed much today, either on 6.4. So let's see if we can do anything in this second half. We haven't, but I think we've learnt something, and maybe the 4-3-3 is a tad too forward footing. Maybe we need to drop back into the 4-3-3 rather than 4-2-3-1. I think that's probably going to be the shout, have a DM just to protect the back four, because as soon as we did that, we didn't concede a goal. The back four looked very, very ropey. They are brand new together. Zach Alway is obviously new, and a new right back as well. So there's a whole new right side. So just a few tweaks needed, I think, and we'll get there. It is a very difficult league. We know that. We are down in 17th, but that is where we're predicted to finish. Like I said, this season might be a quicker one than usual, maybe 5, 6, 7 episodes rather than the usual 10 to 12. Bellingham injured for just 5 to 7 days is good to see. We won't go and do the press conference, but we have got a lot of scouting bits out. We've got 2 days till deadline day. I'm going to go get a nice little short list of players and get an idea of what we want to sign. And then, bring you guys back for a hectic deadline day as usual. It is transfer deadline day. These are as yellow as I can get the lights, sadly. So, a bit annoying, but they look very yellow in my eyes. But I imagine for you guys, they're not quite as yellow. If I look at them, are we blinded? Because it's like looking at the sun. It has been 2 days since you guys are last here. There's been a hell of a lot of scouting going on. And we've got a lot of bits set up for young players. Maybe that's what I'm looking at this now. I'm not looking at getting too many experienced old heads in. It is more getting in some younger players that have huge potential. And I think we've done a really good job of getting that so far this year. What I'm looking for, definitely looking for a striker. I think Paul Mullen's going to be very injury prone this year. So I need someone else that can help off of the bench, and possibly a true defensive midfielder that can just sit at the base of the midfield and spray them balls. I did sell a clause for that Donald Makaleni that we signed a few years ago for 3. Sold him to West Bromwich Albion, and I've just managed to sell a 50% clause for 1.1 million. His value is only 500k to 5 million, and he's never played a game for him before. So I don't think they're ever going to get anywhere near the 5 million mark. So the 1 million is going to come in handy now indeed. We've got 2.1 million to spend, £10,000 of wage budget, and there is 2 clear positions that I want to upgrade. I'm going to wait, give it sort of the first 2 or 3 hours like I normally do, and then start looking at loans, and then hopefully a huge signing, because that is what we want to do. Well, I'm actually not too sure on the CDM front. I've just sort of clicked through the midfielders. I was going to look at buying a couple just then, and then come back and I was like, hang on, we've got Yoskologlu, who's obviously injured and is our main CDM, and David Gonzalez can definitely do a CDM role as a playmaker, which then leaves Joe Bellingham, Theo Hernandez, Tayshaun Oakley Boot, and Christopher Lewis as that 4 in midfield. So I actually think in midfield we're right. So it's really a striker we are looking for. Potentially upgrade in defence as well. Obviously, Zakawe was a decent signing and a cheap one. I said I wouldn't panic, and I'm not panicking. Trust me. But we've only got Jack Tierney and Wilanda Yapan. If neither of the centre-backs are impressing that much, maybe it's not an awful idea to get one in and loan out Jack Tierney again, and maybe Zakawe drops to the bench. We'll see. He was only a cheap signing. He's obviously got fantastic value, so that could be a potential area. But yeah, things will definitely be happening. We've got 15 hours of madness. Well, we're not going to sign a CDM. Maybe we are. Mamadou Sanka has come in as a centre defensive midfielder, and I think he looks really, really good. It is a loan with a breakthrough prospect, so it's literally no pressure to play him whatsoever. It's simply another squad number for £475 a week on loan from Porto. He may lack a little bit of consistency, but he looks brilliant as a ball-winning midfielder. I'm not sure how many minutes he's going to get, but he's very determined. He's very quick. He's got decent defensive stats. I think he could be a very good player for us. Someone else I'm trying to sign is in the exact same position, but he'll be going out on loan. Is Maher Shaharur. He's Denmark and Lebanon, so it's a difficult name to pronounce for myself. But he's extremely consistent. I think he just looks very good all the way around. £1 million, potential to be Premier League level. And if we just do a comparison to Joe Bellingham, he's similar in the way that he's well-rounded in a hell of a lot of stats, but just better defensively. So he's almost the reverse of Joe Bellingham, which I really like. And he's only 18 years of age. He's from Copenhagen, so he's from a very, very good youth place. So there's him. And then there's this guy that I was trying to sign for £6 million. It is Matt McCann. I'm going to go with 19 years of age from Albacete. Expensive and would have absolutely blown our transfers out of the window. But he's a left-footed centre-back who looks fantastic. But yeah, he's chosen to join Brentford. But this guy would have been unbelievable. Pricey, but very good. I'm going to keep talking to Mahir Sharuri. And then in terms of transfers, anything else, we have got Jordan Davies is going to be leaving the club on loan. Wickham are paying 100% of his wages, so that is good. And someone coming in, just the work permit to be sorted, is this man. He's got 2-star current ability, and I simply do not believe it. Erhan Ozcan is coming in just on loan. I think it is as a squad player. But look at him. His finishing of 14, composure of 16, first touch of 16, great pace and agility. He is, 5'11". If we compare him with Paul Mullen, it's an absolute joke that this guy has got 2-star current ability. That's unbelievable. His physicals, blowing out the water, speed, vision, attacking, technicals. His aerials, mentals and defensive work let him down compared to Paul Mullin. And I'm not fussed about that in the slightest. I want you to get up there. I want you to score some goals when Iko Ugbo cannot do it. Even Ugbo, he blows him out the water for technicals, attacking, vision, physicals. He's unbelievable. And I can't believe the scouts are saying he's 2-star because he's simply not. There is no way this guy's League 2 standard. I don't believe it. Look at the stats, tells you a very different story. He's currently out injured just for 7 to 3 weeks, so 7 days to 3 weeks. But yeah, a loan signing again. I believe we're paying absolutely nothing of his wages. So that would be 3 very good signings that I'd be very, very happy with if we can get them all over the line. There is still other players that I'm willing to sign as well and keep an eye on. This thing has been cropping up some unbelievable players. Look at this guy. Determined. I got a bit carried away. I saw some dark green. But as an inverted winger, he does look fantastic. I think he's a bit expensive. Probably going to be that 7 million. So we won't be going after him. But if you guys don't use this deadline day filter here, definitely use it. It is very, very helpful. And there we are. Jordan Davies' Wrexham journey might finally come to an end. I don't think he's going to get another contract, and he is now on loan out at Wickham down in League One. They're paying all of his wages. Absolute legend, and has done very, very well for us over the years. Even since we've been in charge, he's played probably nearly on 150 games. So the absolute legend that is Jordan Davies has left the club, but he's been replaced by someone that I still can't believe they're saying is 2-star ability. This guy, I might get into the game and he is shocking, but he looks fantastic. He's 27 caps for the Moldovan under-21s. 10 goals. This guy looks like he will score goals for fun. Maybe not at Genoa in the Serie A. That's maybe a step too far. But this guy would definitely do very well for us here as a backup, maybe even third choice striker. I think he looks fantastic. Just the way FM works of composure, finishing and pace, he's good at all. And I think he's going to absolutely smash it. And that Matt McCann has definitely now gone to Brentford. Very good sign, I think, for them. And he looks brilliant. Would have been fantastic as a left-footed centre-back. But sadly, we have missed out. So that is the one position I'm going to be trying to fill, really, a centre-back. We've still got 2.1 million. And obviously with Mahir Sharuri coming in as well, we're going to have hopefully about 1.5 million to spend. So yeah, still on the lookout. Deadline day not over yet, but I think it's been very, very successful so far. The transfer window has slammed shut. There has been a few bits since you guys were last here. 3 brand new signings, which you have not yet seen. Where is he? Mr. Mahir Sahuri has come in. I tried to get him out on loan, but we didn't manage to loan him out, which is a little bit annoying. I'd like to get him out there to get him a bit more game time. Soon as knew that was going to happen, I did try and loan you out, Christopher Lewis. I just feel like as a box-to-box / centre midfielder, he'd have been a better option. And then I tried to get rid of Tayshon Oakley-Boot, and no one wanted to hear it. So we've got maybe one too many midfielders, but it's not the end of the world. The other signings are youth signings. I think they're 2 very good ones. Did anyone order a good high potential American? Because we found 2 in the space of 2 minutes. Alan Ferguson has come in. He's a centre back. He looks decent. He's just got very, very good potential. And he was free, so why the hell not? And to go with him, his right back partner, David Radmore as well. Really good potential. He's American, and again, he was free, and they've both got really good potential. I think they were good people to bring in. Someone else I don't think I showed you guys was actually earlier on in the episode is this guy, David Marco. He didn't get a work permit. I also couldn't get him out on loan, which is rather annoying, but fantastic transfer value. He was free from an amateur club in Spain, and he's been tearing it up there as well. So he was brought in. Maybe he's one we just sell on for £5 million, and what a shame that would be. But yeah, that does wrap up deadline day, which does also wrap up today's video. Looking at the player wage vote, 22nd, we are light years away from the top teams. £1.1 million a week is Bournemouth. We're spending 210,000. So maybe that puts it in perspective of where we are as a club. Thank you guys for watching as always. All your support has been massively, massively thankful. And I'm just so grateful for you all. Thank you for watching. These daily videos are going to hopefully carry on coming. I will speak to you guys soon. You won't be back far too long either. Just a couple of weeks and you guys will be back. So not much is going to happen, but I hope you do have a good couple of days, and I'll speak to you next time.